Hey y'all, my name is Ashley and today I am going to be sharing what I won't buy while I do this makeup look. And these are products that I don't want to purchase and I'm going to tell you why. And if that sounds good to you, then keep on watching. Now, I want to go ahead and start this video off by saying, just because I'm not gonna buy these products, I'm not trying to discourage you from buying these products. I just wanna share why I won't be buying these products and nothing is going to change my mind, okay? So I'm gonna do my makeup at the same time. I'm gonna use a couple palettes that were all my spring favorites, which I shared that video last Friday. So I'll go ahead and leave a little clicky up here if you want to watch that video. But I have the Glaminatrix Grounded palette. So this palette is absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of grungy, but you got some spring tones in there. You got some beautiful duochromes and some shimmers. Trust me, I'm going to put my fingers in these and I'm going to be putting these on my face. But to complement this palette, I have one from Melt Cosmetics. So this is Gemini, and I feel like I could use this palette to go ahead and add some more depth to it, maybe brighten it up with the more nudie shades in this palette. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I just know that I will be using both of these palettes. Now, I'm going to prime my eyes first. I'm going to be using the Pat McGrath Intensifies Eye Primer. I don't even know what she calls this. This Artistry Wand. I feel like March had a few controversial launches, and I say controversial as in like a lot of people talked about them and a lot of people had some strong opinions about these launches, myself included, okay? I mean, for a while, I've kind of like just been like, you know, I don't want to say anything. I'm tiptoeing, right? But tiptoeing, and I haven't been, it's not that I don't speak my mind, but I'm tired of not speaking my mind because I have a lot going on in my personal life and I have to tiptoe there, and I don't want to tiptoe here, so we ain't tiptoeing today, okay? So the first launch I want to talk about is this strange powder, okay? This is the Flexi powder from Leaked Labs. I mean, y'all, I feel so sorry for those people who spent $40 on some crap. And I'm gonna call it crap because I could tell off the swatches and like the material that the product was made out of that this wasn't gonna go very well. Okay, and then as they launched and then as people spoke about it between Reddit and YouTube and TikTok and all these places on the internet, a lot of you were saying the same things that I was already thinking. Let's start off with like the quality of the product and the swatches, right? So you see the swatches, but if you haven't seen the swatches, I will insert it. I'll insert it right here, okay? So the swatches aren't coming off very nicely, wet or dry. They just kind of look like they sink into your texture, and they just look like a cheap highlighter that came out in like 2008, in my personal opinion. I'm going to start off with the Gemini palette. I'm going to go ahead and put this light green named Mochi in my crease. So I'm going to put that in my crease while I'm talking about this. Right? So the swatches don't look so hot, right? And then you also have like the weird texture that the product is. And they're like, I get like the appeal to it because it's something different. But at the same time, like, who's going to take like a little disc of a shimmer and they're going to put it on their eyes like this? Like, there's no precision with the product. It obviously does not work with the brush. I mean, people have tried. And it just like, you can get better payoff from a highlighter or, I mean, any product, honestly. Your eyeshadows that come in a pan. Or, I mean, if you're looking for like a high shimmer, I mean, you got all these brands that have beautiful duochromes and shifty shades that just look really nice on the eyes. They're trying to go for a wet look. You want a wet look, get yourself a duochrome from Glaminatrix or buy yourself a Danessa Myricks palette because you're going to get that look with those products. I mean, if you were already going to pay $40 for 4 shadows, you might as well splurge and get a 6-pan from Danessa Myricks, which just contains some of those wet-like shades. They have like the Magic Neutrals. It looks like on their website they're going to be relaunching their Pastel Dream one. I mean, you can go ahead and get that palette and you get better quality. But also, it is very gimmicky. You've got people talking on the internet on how, and I agree with this 100%, that it is a gimmick and it is a cash grab because you don't pay for the product if you're going to be like a test subject or if you're getting your reviews. Like you don't do that. And then on top of that, their comeback for it. Oh my God. Like, I think also this personally didn't sit well with me because, like, I think at the end of it, she was talking about how she used to date men and now she's married to a woman. Girl, I have the opposite, okay? I was married to a woman and I'm done trying to finish up that shit. So, like, that statement did not sit well with me whatsoever. But I don't like the way that they also, like, address the issues, period, in that same statement, because if you want people to buy your products and you're asking for constructive criticism, you don't turn around and clap back at them. Like in such a, like, oh my God, this is so harmless. The selfie camera was invented for narcissists. Your whole response was very narcissistic. Like, you don't like my products. Why don't you like my products? We should be getting glowing reviews. That's all I got from their little press conference. So I will not be buying that product if they choose to relaunch it. I know that it like sold out immediately. And then honestly, I don't see myself buying anything from the brand. I don't like the way they handled it. I don't like the way that they talk to their consumers, because at the end of the day, like, you're giving the brand your money, right, to buy their product and apparently be a test subject. But like, why would I give you money in the future if this is how you're going to respond to the criticism? If you're going to be all clappy and sassy, that's fine to a point. You guys came out with that statement because nobody liked your product. And there's a reason why no other brand has come out with this strange, flexible fucking sheet of crappy makeup. So that is my opinion on the Flexi powder. I mean, for $40, I can get so much for $40. And I'd rather just not give my $40 to them. So that is my opinion on Leak Labs and that launch, okay? So here's my mess of an eyeshadow because I got a little chatty with that. But I am putting that Mochi shade in my crease. And then I'm going to go ahead and deepen it up with the shade Fire OG. So it's going to be this deeper one here. And I'm just going to put that underneath that shade. Now into the Glaminatrix palette. Now, speaking of narcissistic responses, we're going to talk about what I perceive as a narcissistic person and their launch collaboration with Sniff. So I don't even have to say the name because you guys already know what I'm talking about. I'm going to use the shade Patience from Glaminatrix Grounded palette. It's the dark forest green. I love the color green. And I'm going to take that shade and I'm going to put it in my outer corner. I am personally not a fan of Michaela Nogueira herself, right? So honestly, anything that she collaborates with puts a bad taste in my mouth. I'm going to start off by talking about the product before I get into talking about her, okay? Because it wasn't just her collaboration that made me not want to buy it. It's the product itself. And that is because, like, one, I've never used the brand Sniff. It looks like it's actually pretty popular. I've never really heard of it beforehand. But I'm not gonna lie, I do a lot of my makeup shopping rather online or at Sephora. Okay, so I guess they sell Sniff in Ulta, and I don't like to go to the Ultas by my house because they're messy. And it's like, I just don't, a lot of the brands I prefer to buy from just tend to be carried in Sephora and not really in Ulta. So that's the other reason. So I guess you can buy Sniff there. Never really heard of the brand before. But I saw that the price point was $68. I was like, okay, that's not bad for a fragrance. Until I realized that within the fragrance description, and it could have changed by now, but when I first saw it launch, it didn't say if it was a body mist or a perfume. $68 for a body mist is fucking expensive. And you won't catch me buying one single fragrance for $68. Will you catch me buying the bundle on Sol de Janeiro's website where you can get 3 for $70? Yes. But not for one single fragrance. So now, judging off of their social media and what they were advertising this product as, that made me automatically assume that, without using the word perfume, that this is a body mist. Body mists don't have longevity as a body spray. So you're telling me I'm going to pay $68 for a very small body mist is what it looked like online. And then the fragrance notes, like, because obviously she did all of like the marketing or the marketing for her spray or her collaboration, right? So you see all the TikToks and all of that. But she was saying how it was like revolutionary of a scent. Girl, those same notes I can find in the new summer collection at Bath & Body Works. And a Bath & Body Works body spray full price is $18.95. I don't know anybody who's paying $18.95 for a full price body spray at Bath & Body Works, but if you wait for a certain weekend in every month, you can probably get it for $5.95. And you can have those same fragrance notes in a spray that you can get for $5.95 at Bath & Body Works. Probably the same quality too. So, I mean, she's like, oh, this is like your best, your favorite, summer scent. Okay. Then I saw that people were getting the spray rather like after they purchased it. I'm not really going to trust any of the influencers who got it in PR because they're just kissing Michaela Neguera's ass at that point. They say that it smells like grapes. I don't think grapes was in the fragrance notes of the description of that product. I believe it was mangoes. So those are two different fruits and those are two different scents. And I personally, I don't like grapes. I don't like grape soda. I don't like the smell of grapes. So that puts me off completely. And then I'm going to tell you why it puts me off, because it's Michaela Neguera. And I'm sure a lot of you have similar opinions, but I don't feel comfortable putting my money into somebody's wallet that's very dishonest with their audience. I don't have a problem with influencers. I have a problem with people who are dishonest. That's why I'm getting a divorce. Dishonesty. Okay? Apparently she's getting divorced too. Something tells me she didn't initiate that divorce. I am going to go ahead and smooth out the shadows I laid down with my translucent setting powder. This one is from Melt Cosmetics. This is their, I know this is called She's Alive. I think it's Barely Alive now, like the core name of it, right? So I'm going to buff all that out because it is looking a little bit deep and heavy. And I have to go to the school and the airport today. But she's very dishonest with her audience, and I just don't feel comfortable putting my money into her bank account. I mean, it's not going to make a difference. But, I mean, I'm sure her bank account's pretty big compared to mine, but I just don't feel comfortable supporting someone like that. I mean, she lied about mascara. The language that she uses when she talks to her audience is very ambiguous. She pushes products, like skincare products. That really ticks me off, is the skincare and saying how it changed her life. When you use skincare, you need to use it for like a month to 6 weeks in order to see the results and then to see if it works for you. So when you're pushing a new sponsored skincare product once a week, it's not changing your life. And then you also have a skincare company. So like, how are you taking all these sponsorships, but then you're pushing your own shit? It's a difference of opinion. I also see traits of her in my ex, so that also does not help. So I don't hate her, but I just don't like her. So I won't be supporting the Sniff collaboration. I won't be buying that body spray, but I might check out Sniff in the future. Like their non-collaborated products. I've heard some good things that, they've got some really nice scents. It might be worth a smell, but if all of their body mists are $68, I'll just pass on the whole brand. I want to go back into the Grounded palette and I want to start playing with these beautiful shimmers. I'm going to be using the shade Balanced. So it's yellow in the pan, right? So this is going to be a shifty shade. Ooh, I picked up way too much on my finger. It's chunky. So it's yellow in the pan and you see it's got a nice golden yellow high shine wet look. Something you're not going to get with the Flexi powder. But when you swatch it, it kind of has like a green and pink shift to it. So it's really pretty. It's perfect for spring. I'm going to use that on my lid going towards my inner corner. So I'm going to use it with my finger first and then probably have to use a silicone sponge to get a perfect line. All right, so now the last product I'm going to talk about is going to be from E.L.F. Cosmetics. And this is not just like about the brand itself. It's about how well, when they keep coming out with like these weird limited edition drops, this is including one of them, like get it while you can, it's not permanent. And it's like only available for a day and they don't make a lot. And they did it with those like empty tubes when everyone was putting on their lip gloss and a halo glow tube. But they did it with like this hair gel product. And then there was like, I mean, it's very controversial actually. So they came up with like this gel, this big ass tub of gel, right? To go ahead and take care of your flyaways, your baby hairs, and then to also kind of do like the little, you know, lay your edges down. In their campaign, they didn't share any diversity when it came to the girls and the guys in the campaign. I can't remember if there was guys in it. I just know I didn't see any black girls in it. And a lot of people who lay down their edges are going to be your darker girls, okay? I'm not laying down my edges. I'm white, mostly. And so you've done that. Then you send out the PR. You don't send it to black girls, right? So you're taking a product that is actually kind of created for the black community and you're sending it to white people. That's not cute. It's not funny. I'm tired of E.L.F. creating controversy to get the views and people to purchase their products. I don't know why they think that's going to work. It's not really going to work. Okay, so you've got that. Then you've got them just overdoing the Power Grip line. Like, how about you come up with something new instead of using the same shit over and over and over again? I hate it when brands do it. I think NARS does it with the fucking orgasm blush, orgasm this, orgasm that. It gets old really, really quickly. And E.L.F.'s doing the same thing. So I kind of hate that about all brands when they just constantly use the same concept over and over and over again. But the racism with E.L.F. really, really pisses me off. So you have them doing it with, when they came out with that stupid commercial with Matt Rife. I'm not familiar with Matt Rife, but I'm aware of the joke that he made, and I'm aware that it is not funny. I don't think any of us think it's funny. So their choices lately when it comes to their marketing is very, very questionable. So, I mean, I currently have a couple E.L.F. products in my collection. My brow pencil is E.L.F. But I mean, like, I don't really like their, I don't want to buy their products because the idea of that controversy sells, that time is over. Okay, this isn't 2016 and it's not Jeffree Star apologizing on a Louis Vuitton couch. Was it Louis Vuitton? I don't know. I'm not really familiar with a lot of designers. It's not my thing. All right, I'm going to go back into the shade Mochi, whatever it's called. And I'm going to go ahead and use that in my inner corner to blend in with the shade Balance from Glaminatrix. But I am like not a fan of controversy sells. And I feel like this can actually go for all three products that I talked about today. It applies to Mikayla Nogueira. She's very controversial. A lot of brands collaborate with her because they believe that controversy sells. And then the same with the press conference from the Lipstick Lesbians. I don't think it's not fun. Like, I don't like the controversy. I just think like if your products were good on their own and like you wouldn't need the controversy to make it sell. And so you've got brands like E.L.F. using the controversy. You've got Sniff now using the controversy by choosing to collaborate with a person who is highly controversial. And then you've got E.L.F. over here just being fucking racist. Which, no. I feel like I need another shimmer in my inner corner. Let's see what I got to choose from here. I'm going to use the shade Gemini. So I'm going to use the shade Gemini from the Melt palette. This is just a nice, like, soft, it's like, I wouldn't call it rose gold, but it's almost rose gold, like a soft copper shade. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my inner corner to blend with this shade here. But I'm just feeling really sassy today, right? And I've seen other people, and I've tried in the past to do videos where I talk about, like, the flops of what comes out and what I like that comes out. And honestly, I find it easier just to sit here, do my makeup, and kind of vent about what I'm not going to buy, because a lot of people won't be, they'll just report on everything and then they won't say their opinions. I think you should say your opinions. You should talk about the launches and talk about why you won't buy it and be real with you. Like, it's like if every time I see like things from like James Charles's brand painted, who's buying it? Right? You see people who promote it. Like, I'm pretty sure like Trend Mood is promoted painted. It's not a pretty look, right? But like, who's buying it? Like, don't give him the time of day. I'm clearly labeling this video what I won't buy. I'm not going to change my mind. I'm not trying to promote these products. I'm also not, I'm not going to sit here and tell you you shouldn't buy it, but I'm going to tell you why I won't buy it and the reasoning behind it. Okay? Like, sometimes not everything is unicorns and rainbows. And sometimes you got to be a little sassy to prove your point, but not in a press conference kind of way because you can't take constructive criticism. I can take constructive criticism, but also I don't own a fucking brand, so it doesn't fucking matter. Had to disappear for a little bit, okay? I had to go to the school and I didn't want to be late, so I like rushed my foundation. And yes, I went without my under eyes done because now I've got 30 minutes and then I gotta leave for the airport. But I kind of want to just like finish up my thoughts, and I'll do that while I do my under eyes. Ooh, I'm gonna dip into the Glaminatrix. I'm gonna start off with the shade Steady. So it's like the chartreusey kind of dirty green shade here. I'm gonna start with that in my inner corner. Man, I am on the go today. But I'm gonna place this in my inner corner, just underneath, kind of bringing it up into the actual inner corner itself. But I think like what I'm trying to like make my point in this video is that I personally don't like to put my money in the wallets of people who are deceptive. And I feel like all three of the products I talked about, the owners, the people, are a little deceptive, untrustworthy, and I don't think they deserve my coin. You make your money, so you get to decide where your money is spent. I make my money, well, I make some of my money, and then I have a wonderful spouse that kind of helps with the other bits of that. But either way, I wouldn't spend his money, our money, on those people. And I think you vote with your wallet. And I think my vote is no. Your vote can be what you want it to be. You should totally let me know what you think of these launches in the comments below. And if you purchase them, go ahead and tell me you purchased them and tell me what you think. Okay? Because maybe I'm wrong. I'm not going to change my mind. I'm not going to buy the products. But maybe I'm wrong. Especially if that perfume, if you bought that, well, it's not perfume, is it though? It's a body mist. If that body mist, I'm going to go into the shade Leo, by the way, in the Gemini palette. I'm going to use it for the rest of my under eye. But if you bought that body mist, tell me if it smells like grapes. I mean, I'm just curious to see if, you know, that's true as well. I mean, I'm sure there's people who are lying on the internet when it comes to these reviews, but when you see so many people with saying the same thing, it's got to mean something, especially when it comes to the sniff launch. Okay, so a lot of people are complaining about the scent. I feel like the Flexi powder and the difference of opinions there is like you do have a group of people who want something new and something innovative as a new beauty product, but the Flexi powder ain't it. And then, I mean, what are you gonna launch next? A solid face mist? That would be funny. Watch, if it happens, somebody comment, you know, I'll come back and repost this video later down the road. But I mean, that's what that brand stands for, right? They're taking products that didn't make it to launch because nobody wanted them. And they're going to what? Bring them to market so that way we spend our money on crappy products. I swear to God, I feel like that is the theory behind the brand. It makes me not, and I've followed the Lipstick Lesbians for quite some time. I really enjoyed their content. I really enjoyed how it was educational. And it's just like, now that you're coming out with this brand, it's like, okay, so did you really build your trust with your audience for so long to come and just ruin it with a crappy brand launch? Because it's really disappointing and it makes me want to unfollow you, and now I don't trust a damn thing that comes out of your mouth. So this is my final look. I'm really enjoying like the grungy greens. It kind of goes with my outfit today. I went ahead and put on some camo pants and some Doc Martens. I went for like the grungy vibe. I don't know how I feel about this lip combo though. Like I got, what is this called? The Sephora Favorites Perfect Pout Lip Set. When this came out, gosh, this came out in January. I just keep keeping the pieces in here and just pulling them out when I want to use them. It kind of helps me use the new stuff that I have in my collection. And there's products in here I definitely like. I do like this lip pencil, which is what I use. This is from Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Color Pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. I like this. It glides on. It's like a MAC pencil. I love MAC pencils. I can't believe I've never had a lip pencil from Makeup Forever. Are they both owned by Estee Lauder? I don't know. It reminds me of a MAC pencil. I like this. But today I put this on there. This is like my second or third time using this. And this is from Lancome. This is the Butter Glow and $1 Million Berry. Sorry, it took me a really long time to be able to see the tiny, tiny sticker on here. But it's like a deep berry that doesn't come off as a deep berry. So I'm trying to figure out how to use this and how to like it. This is how I put it on today. But I want to know y'all's thoughts on specifically these three products, okay, and these brand launches and what your opinions are. Or if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But until next time, bye y'all.